What's going on, everyone? This is Michael Stewart-Isaacs.
And this is Shemekka Ebony.
And this is your next edition of Sunday Stacks. Yes, Sunday Stacks is back, and we love getting better each week, and that is the goal of Sunday Stacks. We want to make sure that each of us improve week to week. Each episode should make it a refreshing experience of perspective of culture, as well as our habits and the things that we're doing throughout our FCC, which is family, community, and company. And we're so grateful that you all are here tuning in with us. You could have been somewhere else, but you chose to be here with us. And we're super excited to always share great energy, positivity, and just making sure that you understand that your life is a life worthy of stacking each week and being able to be a new perfected soul. So thank you again for liking and clicking and subscribing. The shares have been phenomenal. The feedback from you all have been phenomenal. So just continue to tune in, continue to share it, and tell a friend that Sunday Stacks is a program that's just meant to kind of give the perspective to anyone who has a family, community leader, or entrepreneur out there. Just give you a different perspective to how you grow yourself. So this episode, we always start with themes, but we're going to do it a little bit differently today because December 1st, in my world of worlds, is how I start my New Year's. Every year for the last 15 plus years, I start my New Year's Eve, I guess you call it resolutions, right? So I start the resolutions early in December. So therefore, by the time I step into the new year, I've already been practicing the things I say I want to be about, and the things that didn't really hold true, I don't have to be burdened with them. I just go with what's working. And then my New Year's, and ever since then, y'all, my years have always started off so phenomenally. I'm honored to do the work I do, but this year is I'm telling you, 2024 is about to be phenomenal for you all. I'm already in 2024 and I'm trying to bring you all over the hump. So, just giving a shout out to starting your New Year's early, and want you all to take this tip. Give yourself a little bit of grace to not be locked in like everybody else when the year crosses over, just thinking about what you want to do to be a new thing. Prepare early, create that new thing in the old year. So therefore, by the time you start the year, you get the full 12 months experience to really enjoy yourself. So that's my encouragement of how we start this off. And Shemekka, I think it's time that we tell the people who we are and why we do what we do here at Sunday Stacks, because I think our audience needs to get a little bit more context of what drives this platform.
Interesting that you say that. I would love for you to just really take us into, I guess, how deep are we going? Because who we are is we wear so many hats between us. And when I think about the essence, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a servant leader, I'm a minister, I'm a sister, I'm a friend, I am a auntie. That all informs the work I do professionally, as a leadership coach, as an entrepreneur, as a philanthropist, as a business owner, as a leader of an enterprise, and as an innovator, as a mentor. It's all informed by my lived experience, and I've come to value that showing up in spaces with my whole self. Sunday Stacks was an outlet that presented a way to educate and entertain, to really shift people's mindsets and how they think so that they can grow. So who I am is a living testimony of miracle signs and wonders. I am blessed and highly favored, not in a cliche aspect, but because I have really come from nothing. Now I'm something. This great artist I know called Mosaic wrote this song like a long time ago. It's obvious, in God we trust. And it's really something I live by.
That's it. I love it. And I think when we first met many years ago, me and Shemekka are married, and we've been together for over 8 years, married for 6, have together 6 beautiful children, a beautiful family we've come to call ourselves affectionately the Brilliant Bunch. our core organization is an organization called I Am Brilliant, and we have the luxury and the pleasure of being able to share this beautiful community-led, community-driven campaign that's just on a pure mission of showing people in different places that we're the leaders that we're looking for. We're the chosen, called upon to go out here and really open up new opportunities for future generations and future legacies. And the mission-driven work we've been doing with I Am Brilliant has just been so inspiring to so many people. But it was birthed out of this Sunday Stacks experience. Me and Shemekka started a radio show many years ago with the help of St. Augustine's College. And then ever since then, we took time off to start the I Am Brilliant movement, traveling, speaking in so many different capacities, just working with different siloed organizations that started to cross-pollinate their ideas and their experiences. And the I Am Brilliant photo-based campaign, which is there long to capture these phenomenal moments of change that would normally get missed because a news camera didn't come out to capture it. But we were able to hold these different moments like glue together. So then in the long run, we'll be able to share the story on how so many phenomenal people rose up to be the light that the world needed. And I Am Brilliant kind of holds that message. But all of that was born out of this Sunday Stacks phenomenon, this ability to, me and Shemekka every week as a family, we Sunday Stacks. What that means is your ability to be improved week after week. Your ability to take all the wins and the hard work from each week and say, hey, my family has again, we're about family. So when we say that, we're talking about husband, wife, the ability to be with one another, having children, giving them direction and guidance, making them productive and quality citizens within the culture, making sure that they're aware and not learning, things like community leadership later in life. But with our kids, we've had them doing community work since they were babies, since they were young, before they even had full formation of what they knew they were doing. We walked them into this ministry and we walked them into these experiences. And we teach them too in their life with their schooling and everything that week for week, you should be improving. You should get better than what you were before. And those weeks turn to months. Those months turn to years. And I mean, look at this now. That's why we brilliantly shine, So what is your thoughts now, too, about some of the work? Because, I mean, I kind of heard word of mouth that, the whole movement that you've been building with your husband, Shemekka, has been featured in like places like the New York Times and, during the pandemic, like they were interested in how you all found a way to, keep your lights on and keep things going with your Biden bucks and keep on growing. And, I kind of heard like you guys were the best investors of it all and really kind of put your money where your mouth was and still found time to grow your family, take care of kids, not give up on the community, and still continue to grow your companies. I heard all of that about you all.
Oh, wow. That is pretty dope. We're grateful, right? When we talk about getting naked, when the New York Times chose our family to represent one of 6 families across the United States to see how we were exercising our use of the Biden books.
And the only black family.
So we were the largest family, the only black family, black husband, black wife, black beautiful chocolate babies. We knew what was on the line because they wanted we had to show receipts, like literally. We had to, so while I'm getting naked again, in this case became theory to practice in a moment, whereas we weren't trying to be perfect, but we wanted to show the miraculous power of God in holding things together in the midst of a pandemic where some families and some marriages, they didn't make it through the other side because they were just spending too much time together. They didn't even know what to do with themselves. Right. For us, we were already in the practice of working together, traveling together, building together. So the pandemic didn't shake us because we couldn't go anywhere. We kind of actually like each other. So,
and I mean, to me, the feeling was about vulnerability and transparency, but also too, we shared the most intimate side of the fact that we meditate together as a couple. We do things that create a practice that we grow together intentionally, right? I think sometimes people want relationships to be so fluid and to just work so easily, but we just kind of grew together and created experiences together. And, just to be able to reflect that our habits in the New York Times and have that, what I like to say, immortalized in regards to giving people a direction on what's possible. We came from
team,
nothing.
no excuses.
Exactly. We came from nothing to something. We worked hard. We had a few dollars in the bank. We had low gas tanks. We was almost, unhoused. We've had all of these experiences to rip and roar, to build with our voices, build with our anticipation. We still had children we had to provide for, and we found a way. And that's what Sunday Stacks is a reflection on. It's a path to find a way. We're going to give you some jokes and some humor. You're going to learn a lot about our family, the Brilliant Bunch, as we affectionately call us. Our last name is Stewart-Isaacs, and we call ourselves the House of Stewart-Isaacs. But we stand so much more as a symbol for other people. So we love the Brilliant Bunch feeling because we are all a part of our family with that phenomenon. You're all our children out here when we're looking to grow and build with one another. So definitely excited about all the opportunities that we can build from and continue to be the vessels that God has called us to be in this time.
Yes, that is so good. Thank you for lifting that and powerful revelations out of that experience. I'm grateful for that. And definitely, I'm glad we were able to set that example and show what's possible.
Yes, we are so thankful again to all of y'all. So like we say, if you like what you're hearing on our story of how the Sunday Stacks movement came together, how I Am Brilliant is a part of that shaping, definitely please like and subscribe. Please leave your comments. If you know us out here in community, please write one of your best experiences, whether with us, whether seeing us with our family, whether seeing us in the community in general, doing the I Am Brilliant campaign, or even if it's somebody who may have seen us helping them with their entrepreneurship journey. Just let us know in the comments. Please like and subscribe, share with a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend that Sunday Stacks is here for you. And each week we're going to continue to bring you great content. With that, we want to take a quick break to thank our sponsors. First, I want to thank Quickbooks for being a part of the sponsorship of the Sunday Stacks experience. We're grateful for everything that we are able to do with the partnership with Quickbooks. Please feel free to find a link in the description that will allow for you to get great discounted rates on Quickbooks software for our entrepreneurs out there. So we're thankfully, building this relationship and this partnership for the long term. And we're just grateful to be able to really keep the Sunday Stacks movement going with this relationship with Quickbooks. You can also see some of the content on our platform at Entrepaganda. That's on Instagram. That's Entrepaganda, like entrepreneur propaganda. Yes, I said it, entrepreneur propaganda. We're out here just really trying to perfect the next generation of entrepreneurs. And we're just grateful for the opportunity with Quickbooks to continue doing that with Sunday Stacks, the I Am Brilliant movement, and all that we bring with this entrepreneurship spirit.
Yes, and I want to also lift up our sponsor partnership with Forum to create a space where we can grow and learn as leaders. I have as a new facilitator on this platform, I have 2 new groups coming up in January and February. So if you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, or a woman leader, definitely check out the Empower Female peer group we're going to be launching in January and February to not only hold ourselves accountable, but have those moments of reflection and growth that we can self-reflect on our journey and be inspired alongside our peers as we grow to be better partners, better community members, and better leaders in our community.
Yes, beautiful. So as we expound on who we are and why we do the work we do here at this Sunday Stacks podcast, we also want to touch on our work in community as well as in neighborhood, because every community is built up of many things. People define community differently. We center community with a lot of the work that we learn from Shemekka's journeys, but we also know that there are neighborhoods, and sometimes we have to not only just think about the neighborhoods we live in, we got to pray for our neighbors, y'all. Yes, we got to get back to the simple good of praying for our neighbors and those people that are most closest to us in community that may not always be on the same journey that we're on, whether you are on an entrepreneurship journey and maybe your neighbor across the street just has a job, or maybe you have a job and you're on your, as Shemekka would say, your 9 to 5 to your 5 to 9 hustle to really continue to grow your opportunities. We definitely want to reflect on there's so much going on in neighborhoods, and we ourselves love ministry. We love being able to to not only just pray for our neighbors, but connect and really grow. And I think I've learned over the years, being a good neighbor and just being a good minister to those that, share common space with you, and being able to really just share the passion, the glory that, transformation thinking can do for one another. So, I definitely...
We need to know our neighbors. Like, you need to know who's around you. It's not about borrowing sugar all the time, but, you look out for one another. I appreciate that we were able to create that experience and moving into this community to be able to connect with those that, we share the same street with.
Yeah.
We get other people's packages. You need to know who they are.
Right. And we have to have that safe space to grow community as well as neighborhood to really grow. And part of what we do with Sunday Stacks is we have a segment that we've been, hinting to. We've done some live events and virtuals with it, but we call it Divorce Talks. Mm-hmm. And Divorce Talks is very unique, y'all, because me and Shemekka happily married. Like most of y'all out there, you might be happily married. You might have that consideration where you got one foot out the door, or you may have already gone through divorce and you're looking for your second chance, like we have been a second chance couple. And what we're trying to do is create a safe space through our Sunday Stacks platform to have these divorce talks. These talks about whether or not, what do you do to keep a strong marriage? How do you keep a strong marriage that has some kind of spiritual compass, some type of, traditional compasses of how do you create new traditions for your family? And it's because we're the FCC, Family, Community, and Company. We like to reflect on these things to really make sure that our ministry and our ability to connect with you all as an audience stays fresh and vibrant. So definitely, as you heard a lot on this episode, put your thoughts in your comments. Let us know what questions you may have in regards to our divorce talks. We're going to be popping up in different cities, doing virtuals, but it's going to be a part of our Sunday Stacks phenomenon. It's been requested by so many people to have these conversations, and we're just grateful to continue to share it, because divorce shouldn't be a scary thing. It's either a thing you're doing because you're on another journey in your life and the person with you, I chose not to grow together anymore, or you're someone who understands the appreciation that you don't want to be divorced and you're doing everything it takes not to put yourself in a situation where you have to break up, the relationship and the assets and the things you've built with someone over a period of probably some hard, enduring, grueling times.
Yeah, we treat divorce like the boogeyman, and then we weaponize it to, threaten our partner in times of distress. And those habits and creating that energy is why we created Divorce Talk, so we could talk about it. Let's take the boogeyman out the room. Let's turn on the light. Quit creating these illusions around what it's really like. Is the grass greener? Is it spray painted?
Right. I love it. And I think, we're going to have a lot of great segments of Sunday Stacks. We've had so many segments over the years. We love creating these moments to just talk about cultural phenomenons and ways that we can create new solutions and new ways to address them and new ways to deal with things in humor and not being so heavy-hearted, but being more lighthearted in how we parent, how we really co-parent, any of these things. We really want to create greater space for all things. So again, with Sunday Stacks, we're so grateful and thankful to continue to, grow. This week, we're not going to really jump too big into our Whiz of the Week, but we will talk about definitely a concept that I see as a constant theme that I see out here with the Whiz, and that is karma. Karma will catch up to you, won't it? Mm-hmm. Everything I see, doesn't matter what news headline it is or who's trying to bring who down, everything seems to be a product of karma. And karma, from those who may not believe in it because of your religious background belief, it's just a concept that just basically says what goes around comes around. The energy you put out is the energy that you're going to get back to come to you. And I think we all need to be reflective as we're talking about what we're building with Sunday Stacks, is how we're putting our karma out in the world and really how it comes back to us. And I know God knows I've planted some beautiful seeds and try to water them as often as possible. This year has been a year of learning to be in the season of the gardener. So I've learned how to, basically perfect my garden, even how I grow as a person and how I grow other people. And I think, once you start to perfect your karma, things get better. But as a constant theme, I've seen karma has just been something I've seen constantly. And, what's your thoughts on karma?
Well, I believe that if karma were a person, it'd be our worst nightmare. It would be like a Freddie Jason blend, of having to face ourselves in ways that we hadn't planned on it. But when you put good energy out into the world, and it's a thing, right? Because when I think about karma, it conflicts with my belief in forgiveness. And when we think about second chances and opportunities to forgive and reboot, karma has limitations, or karma with favor has redirection. So when I think about karma, it's not something I'm afraid of. I own who I am and what God has allowed me to become. But I also don't limit myself into thinking that I'm not going to be held accountable for decisions I made, or see repercussions or ripples that come after that was unintentional or misdirected because of where I was in life.
That's beautiful. And I think that comes in all forms. It's not just necessarily whether you're a good person or a bad person. It's our health choices, the foods we eat, the things we do. It all comes back to us. I think the baseline principles of karma are definitely true. And I think we all have to start to, house ourselves in truth to really resist the forces of negative karma coming back to us, and really just to be more mindful of the positivity that we're giving ourselves, what we're feeding ourselves with, the things we're seeing and social and all these different platforms, except for here at the Sunday Stacks platform. Come get that good kind of energy that will help you get your karma, your chi, and all those other types of energies in order and in alignment, so you can truly have the spiritual growth that we all deserve, because we are lights. So we'll wrap up this episode, as we always say, because I Am Brilliant is the light for all of you out there, and we definitely want you to like and subscribe our platform here at Sunday Stacks, but also go over to our page on I Am Brilliant on YouTube as well too. We're on all social media platforms. On Facebook is I Am Brilliant. We're also I Am Brilliant You Are Too on Instagram, and it's the letter U, the letter R, and the number 2. So find us out there. We'll put more of the information in the description, but like we always say, I am brilliant and you are too. So thank you again for joining us here at Sunday Stacks, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Peace.